we are honoring our dear friend, colleague, Cynthia McDonald, Cynthia Ann McDonald. At this time, we will have a musical selection from our colleague, Roderick Breyer, and Dr. Paul Murphy, who just happens to be Ms. McDonald's pastor as well. After which, we will follow with remarks from Dr. Dempsey, and we will follow the program from then on. Okay? Thank you.
If I can help somebody as I pass along, if I can cheer somebody with a word or a song, if I can show somebody that they're traveling wrong, then my living shall not be in vain. If I can do my duty as a Christian ought, if I can bring back beauty to a world abroad, if I can spread love's message that the Master taught, then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. If I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living shall not be in vain. Then my living, it shall not be in vain. If I can help somebody as I pass along, then my living shall not be in vain.
Thank you, Rod. Imagine being able to sing like that and understand computers at the same time. That is pretty remarkable. Rod is one of our dearest colleagues. As too, I might say, is the Dr. Paul Murphy. I don't know, he seems to have escaped. Oh, there he is. Paul is a member of our foundation board. I was just saying to Alfreda that I was talking with him the other day, and he said he had a little extra time on his hands, and was there anything he could do around here? So I asked him to join our board so that he's, keep him off the streets. He is truly the busiest man in town, and Paul, we appreciate you being here. Because it truly is a very, very, very special occasion, and I don't want to take anybody's time away from the people that you came here to hear, and I'm certainly not one of them. But I do want to say one thing, and that is I want to take my hat off. If I had a hat on, I would take it off to Alfreda Stroman, whose orchestration of this event there are difference makers in communities, there are difference makers in families, there are difference makers on campuses. And Alfreda is a difference maker at Sandhills Community College, and we appreciate that very much, young lady. Speaking of difference makers, the chairman of the Board of Trustees here at Sandhills, we're not big into difference, by the way. We've only had 2 presidents and 3 board chairs in 30, I don't know how many years, 50, 60 years, however old we are. We've only had 2 presidents. I was just talking to your cousin, I guess that is, and she said, "Where's your office?" And I said, "Well, it's down here." And she said, "Well, where's Dr. Stone's office?" I said, "Well, Dr. Stone, he's not here anymore. He retired 35 years ago." And she said, "Seems like yesterday." And in a lot of ways, it does seem like yesterday, because Cynthia McDonald was one of the very first people I ever met when I came to Sandhills Community College. And I remember walking away, they had a little cocktail party for you, as they always do. And I remember walking away from that event thinking how interesting people were and how welcoming they were. But I remember thinking of this particular young lady, how kind she seemed. And that kindness has been a treasure that she has kept and shared with others throughout her life. And we're going to talk a little bit about that treasure and about her sharing it with others in just a second. I do want, though, to introduce the chairman of our Board of Trustees, George Little. George has been the chairman of the Board of Trustees here at Sandhills for about 35 years, and he has been a trustee for 40 years. Now, that's a lot of dull meetings, I got to tell you. But George has presided over, George, what is 35 times 12? It's a bunch. He's the best boss I've ever had, except for Evelyn. He's the best boss I've ever had, and he's a great fan, not just of Sandhills, but of community colleges throughout the country. And George, I know you want to say a few words of welcome.
Thank you, Dr. D. Let's give him a round of applause for what he does here. First of all, welcome to this very nice occasion for Cynthia. And also, I'd like to, on behalf of the board, welcome each of you and also express our appreciation to Cynthia for her dedication and service to Sandhills, and especially to the students at Sandhills, for an outstanding career. Many of our faculty have been here for many, many years. They love Sandhills. They do an excellent job. And ladies and gentlemen, we're the best community college in North Carolina, one of the top 10 in the country. And I think we're the best in the country. And because of our foundation, we take care of our students in Moore and Hoke counties. And that's the most important thing. If the student does what it's supposed to do their junior and senior years in high school, they have a free tuition for 2 years here at Sandhills. Any student in Moore and Hoke counties gets that award. There's no discrimination, nothing. If they do what they're supposed to do, we give it to them. And you, the people, have supported the foundation and caused those scholarships. So thank you on behalf of the board. And Cynthia, congratulations on an outstanding career.
Good morning. My name is Kathy McPherson, and I am here to welcome you on this very special day from the Sandhills Community College Foundation. As you can imagine, education is paramount to our board. And it's teachers like Ms. McDonald that embody this wonderful sense of education. They make an impact both inside the classroom and outside. No doubt Ms. McDonald's work didn't end when her class was over. I'm pretty sure about that. Good teachers like Ms. McDonald motivate, they educate, and they inspire, sometimes for generations. When I looked at this program, you started here in 1972. I was in college in 1972. You ended in 2012. My children had already graduated from college in 2012. That puts it into perspective. It was once said, and I'm going to read this, so I don't want to mess it up. Awesome teachers recognize different abilities. They take time to listen. They go beyond the textbooks, and they inspire from the heart. And I believe that Ms. Cynthia Ann McDonald inspired many people from the heart. So welcome from the Foundation Board, and thank you for all that you have done, Ms. McDonald, over the years. Thank you.
Cynthia, we have so many accolades for you today. Just soak it in. Just let it just be like a sponge. Because this is a special day. And when I thought about this morning, I said, you know, we didn't plan it this way, but it is Teachers Week, appreciation. And I just said, it just happened. So this is just a perfect time to honor you. There's a quote, and I'm sure you've heard it, by William Arthur Ward. It says, the mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher inspires. Miss McDonald has spent her entire life being an inspiration to all and an advocate for all humankind. Today, we honor an exceptional educator, friend, and yes, I have to go there, my soror, of Alpha Kappa Alpha and Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. If you did not know, she is one of the founders of the local chapter here of Omicron Omega Omega here in Southern Pines, North Carolina. Cynthia is a phenomenal woman who dared to bring issues to the forefront. Being an educator, she was just as important as a civil rights advocate. When I think of you, I place you in the ranks with Ida B. Wells, Mary McLeod Bethune, Charlotte Hawkins Brown, Nannie Helen Burroughs, and Julia Cooper. It has been a pleasure to work on this celebration for you. When I thought about the music for this occasion, I thought of the song, May the Works I've Done Speak for Me. Cynthia has lived that life. So many lives she's touched, and not only in the classroom, but here in Moore County. So in communicating with you, you always referenced your parents. Oh, how proud they would be to see how you, an only child, has given so much to others. At this time, I would just like to read to you the inscription of the monument. As we said, the liquid sunshine brought us in here. But it says, and it's on the back of your program, Doctor, which is also, she will be honored with an honorary doctorate on May 15th at our next graduation. So it is Dr. Cynthia Ann McDonald. Cynthia Ann McDonald taught English at Sandhills Community College for over 30 years as Sandhills Community College's first Black female faculty member. Dr. McDonald spent as much time out of the class with her students as inside, helping them to reflect on life choices and guiding them to make critical and fruitful decisions about their work and their academic lives. She assisted generations to discover connections between literature and life. In her community, she was one of the pioneers of the annual Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial March in the 1980s. The event has become an annual pilgrimage through Southern Pines to promote inclusiveness. Sandhills students, faculty, and staff were fortunate to breathe the rarefied air in Dr. McDonald's classes. She brought her whole self to her work, enriching countless lives, a one-of-a-kind public service, a dedicated educator, and advocate for all students. She was a mentor, role model, friend, and inspiration for students at SCC who aspired to greater lives. Dr. McDonald found the Minority Students in Culture Enrichment, which is a MACE program that was a voice of kindness and wisdom to those who were enriched through her teachings and through the endowed scholarship she continues to provide in her father's name, Mr. Floyd McDonald. SCC faculty member, 1972 to 2012. We honor you, Cynthia. We love you. At this time, we're going to hear a recording. Due to unforeseeable circumstances, our dear friend and colleague, Kim Wade, is not able to be with us, but she did provide a recording. After that recording, we're going to allow a member of the West Southern Pines Civic Club to come and also present something to Cynthia. At this time, let's listen to Kim Wade.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, family and friends. My name is Kim Wade, President of the West Southern Pines Civic Club. I am honored to be a part of this historical moment at Sandhills Community College, recognizing Miss Cynthia Ann McDonald, valedictorian, professor, advisor, counselor, board member, president, author, playwright, director, poet, community activist, organizer, event planner, Sunday school teacher, missionary, mentor, but most of all, friend. The Holy Spirit gave me these scriptures for you. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I sanctified you. I ordained you a prophet to the community. Jeremiah 1:5. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Jeremiah 29:11. Professor McDonald, you have been a prophet to this community. You have the ability to see gifts and talents in people from the toddler to the adult. You speak encouragement and empowerment over every person you encounter. You've prophesied leadership, artistic abilities, organizational skills, confidence, and strength. You are a warrior who understands the needs of the community. Today we stand on your shoulders because you've fearlessly initiated change for civil rights, social justice, education, and equity for all. You've led and you've served as our sister, our colleague, our teacher, our mother, our queen. And God planned this very moment, especially for you. On behalf of this community, thank you for blessing us with your life, Professor Cynthia and McDonald. We love you. I love you most. Thank you.
At this time, we will be honored to hear from one of our very own, Associate Professor Jonalyn Johnson, who has created a poem just for you, Cynthia. Jonalyn.
Morning. I am indeed honored to stand before you all today to pay tribute to Ms. McDonald. Ms. McDonald, I want to come over and hug you, but due to COVID, I'm going to have to allow the words of this poem to embrace you today, okay? And this is no ordinary poem. I'm channeling my inner Shakespeare. And if any of you all know anything about Shakespeare, he didn't just throw words together. He did it very methodically, just as you've lived your life, Mrs. McDonald. He was very precise with his words. In fact, the Shakespearean sonnet, in true teaching fashion, if I might, has a style to it. There are 14 lines, 3 stanzas, with 2 couplets at the end. The end line rhyme scheme is A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F, and G, G. So today, I simply want to recite for you a sonnet for Cynthia. And I'm sorry, he also had the iambic pentameter because each line is 10 syllables with stressed and unstressed patterns. I have to get it right because I have a teacher here to my left that we're honoring today. And before I do this, Ms. McDonald, I want to say that when you left in 2011-12 school year, I want to stand here to say that I believe in my heart that it was purposeful because you passed the baton to me. Because that was the year that I arrived here at Sandhills. So thank you so much. Thank you very much. I'm eternally grateful. A sonnet for Cynthia. Today is Cynthia McDonald's day. We are gathered to revere this pioneer, a female founder who paved countless ways. Without you, so many would not be here. Each honor bestowed to you is deserved. You leave sizable shoes for us to wear. We laud your value and your priceless worth. A historic moment beyond compare. We're gifting a true gifter who's sincere. First full-time Black instructor at Sandhills, who embodies core values we hold dear. She brings forth integrity. She's helpful, excellence, opportunity, respect. Your rich legacy we will always protect. Thank you.
Alfreda wanted to get up, but we typically don't allow two Bennettsville people to speak back to back, or we might have a conflagration in here. But I would say this to you, gentlemen, of your words: if this be error and upon you proved, you never writ, nor no man ever loved. You know, we are going to show you in a moment the unveiling of the monument, which we, of course, would show you live, were we able to. But I can't let the occasion pass without mentioning some of the Hall of Famers we have here in our presence. Rose Highland Sharp is doing our video. She is a retiree from Sandhills. Archie Morrison up here celebrating his birthday with us, or actually the day after his birthday. Archie and Willie Mays are born on the same day. Willie was born 90 years ago. Archie was born about 40 years ago. Isn't that right? Yep. Behind Archie is very well could be my all-time favorite Sandhills colleague. I hate to say that to the folks who are still working here, but Peggy Chavis was our director of financial aid and just the soul and heart of the college for many, many, many years, and a dear personal friend of mine. So Peggy, you're here. I saw TJ Daly when I came in. TJ's just recently joined the Hall of Fame ranks of retirees. I see Blanche Carter over here. She's brought her grandfather with her to have Nat here. And I know I probably missed somebody. Any other African-American retirees? Can you take off? Oh my God, it's Norma. Yes. Yes. How are you? I haven't seen you in forever. You're doing really well. It's nice to know that. Folks, we chose the words for Cynthia's monument very, very carefully. We wanted the people who will take a look at this monument for the next 10, 20, 50, 75 years, to know that the person it honored was truly a remarkable individual, an individual whose own gifts got transferred almost by osmosis to the many hundreds, thousands of students that she taught here at Sandhills. A teacher, the words that Alfreda had about, you know, good teachers do this and great teachers inspire, could not have been truer than they are in Cynthia's case. And that's why next Saturday, mark your calendars, we have decided that she will come for the 11:30 version. We have two graduations next Saturday, one at 8:30 and one at 11:30 for social distancing purposes. Not because we like the sound of our own voice so much, we want to do all this twice, but because of social distancing, we're having two graduations, one at 8:30 in the morning and one at 11:30 in the also in the morning. And we thought we'd put Cynthia at 8:30 because it'll be cooler, you know, it'll be nicer. Cynthia said 8:30 in the morning. So I know when I'm told what to do, I do it. So she'll be in the 11:30 version of graduation. and we will be so honored to have her join the ranks of the honorary doctorates at graduation. So without further ado, I want to turn over to Chris Waldrop and Steve Malone, who, along with Ron Lane, where's Ron? Ron is a guy who sits back there in the back. Look at him. He looks like Rodin's thinker. He sits in the back. He sits in the back at all of these events. And the reason he sits in the back of these events is because he's behind most of them. Most of the good things and the good heart of Sandhills Community College exists because Ron Lane is behind it, as he is behind, here, as he is behind this soon-to-be unveiled monument. Isn't that great? Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's honor our mentor and our friend.
I told Dr. Dempsey and everybody, my head's going to be so big I won't be able to wear a hat this winter. We have cold weather. Thank you so very, very much, friends of Sandhills Community College, staff, faculty, students. I'm so very proud, so very elated. I just, it's going to be a long time before I come down from this. It really is. And I'm proud. When I joined this faculty about 60-some years ago, I felt very blessed then, and I do now, for being allowed to participate, being a part of this college. And I'm not just saying that because you're sitting here, Dr. Dempsey. I'd heard some things about Sandhills, most of them good, but some negative things, you know. And they don't want any black people over there, and blah, 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 blah. Why are you going there? Well, I was glad to get here. And I was very inspired from the very moment, because I saw at Sandhills a real humanity that helped me become a better teacher, and I think a better human being. I felt that Sandhills really cared about its students and did everything it could to help them. And I really liked that and felt free to do kind of innovative and kind of crazy things like take kids to New York. Anybody in here that went to that New York trip the first time? We did that. I don't think some of the faculty wanted to, but I had to take a group of students to see something about black drama, because it seems that in around it must have been 50. Did I come up? What year? 72, yes. Many, many good black plays, and I felt that they needed to see some of them, and we took them. And everybody says, you're crazy to take 30 kids to New York. But we did. We went and had a good time, and then the faculty and staff at Sandhills allowed me to do that, and we didn't get arrested, although we thought we might. I thank you. Really do, I was very grateful for the innovation that I found as a teacher here, and it helped me grow, as I said, as a teacher and as a human being. And I thank you so very, very much for this honor. I'm 81 years old. my memory's getting bad. I can't remember anything. Well, some things. I can remember dinner time and a few other things like that. But my cousin Peggy's very organized. She tells me to make a list, and I make the list, but I lose the list. But I think this program lets me know that I still have a little something left, you know, and I'm going to use it. I was thinking we want to get a group of young people together to do something. Because of the COVID-19, Sunday school children are saying, I don't want to go to Sunday school, to sit in the car the whole time. I don't want to go to church anymore. We have not opened the doors of our church yet, Reverend Murphy will tell. And we are talking about trying to do some things to keep the interest of young people. So I'm going to try to do that. And then I'm going to try to do some more writing. You have inspired me, and I thank you so very, very much for this day and for the inspiration that you have given me. God bless you, and continue to do the hard work that you do.
Thank you, Alfreda. Thank you, Cynthia, and thank you. I would like for her family to stand. Please stand, because you've been with her and you allowed us to share her. We are so grateful for you for lending her to us, because I'm sure there were many times when you wanted to do something, she says, no, we're going to do this because I have to help somebody. So good to see you, Dennis. All right, and there's so many here, the community, not only just faculty and staff, but retirees. We're just so grateful that you thought enough of Cynthia to come today. And I think back to the first day I met her at Sandhills. It was a department chair meeting, and I've been here probably maybe a week, and I've seen her and heard folks talk about, you know, Miss McDonald. So she walked in and she took a seat, and I don't remember, it was probably, we had a crazy group of folks. They were a fun group of folks when we talk about Reverend Murphy and Larry McNeil, and I never forget, Murphy says, Cynthia, I believe you have some company. And that's a private joke with us, but Cynthia said, that's right. So we're doing things here, and we're in charge, you know. So we laughed, and we had a lot of fun, and I remember those days, because my days have been here 25 years. So thank you for coming. Thank you, Rod. Thank you, Reverend Murphy. Thank you, Jonlyn. A special thank you to Jermaine Elkins, and to her staff, Cassidy and Jennifer, because you all really were the ones who helped pull this together with me. So I really appreciate you. Our core values are, our main core value is helpfulness, and that's what we do here. And Ron Lane, who likes to sit in the back, we thank him as well. And Dr. Dempsey, who just sort of gives me the opportunity to do as I please sometime, and you know, we'll talk about it later. But you know, we're all in this together. We work together here at Sandhills, and it is a Sandhills family. And I thank you for coming today to celebrate Cynthia McDonald, Dr. Cynthia McDonald. Thank you.